I often describe my hair as my lion's mane. If you look at any of my social media posts, I always say I love my hair. It's a lioness mane, right? And it gives me a lot of power, internal power that I feel. So yeah, I love my hair. I can't imagine not having my locks. So when I transitioned to locks, I was coming out of a relaxer, and I've had relaxers since I was probably about 13, 14 years old. And it was so overprocessed that my edges like burnt out, and you could see like the burn marks, like the red blistery marks that people are seen for like in hospitals. And so I had to do, the aloe vera gel and all of these things for a couple weeks. And after that, I said, you know what? I'm done with the relaxer. And so trying to transition out of the relaxer into a natural hairstyle was a little bit challenging because, one, in Seattle there aren't very many locticians that can do my hair the way I want it done. And then, dealing with straight hair for so long, trying to get it to be natural and then trying to get it to lock actually took about a 2-year process before it actually locked. My family was a little bit resistant to it, primarily because they've only seen me in relaxers since I was 13 years old. And so it was an adjustment for them. But then once they started seeing it, grow out and what I can do with it, they were like, wow, we want to get locks as well. And so even my 14-year-old nephew is trying to get his hair to lock, which is great. And I asked him, I said, are you doing this because Auntie has locks? And he's like, yeah, you're so cool. So my family has come around with it, but people stop me on the street, and it doesn't matter the age range, the race, the gender. People stop me on the street all the time, and they say, oh my God, your hair is just amazing. Fortunately, I think I give off an aura where people know not to touch my hair, but a lot of African Americans, women experience that where people just naturally want to touch your hair. But I haven't had that experience, but people definitely stop me and they just say, your hair is everything. Well, historically, African women, when they came over, they had natural hair. They still have natural hair in Africa. And it's a sign of strength, it's a sign of resilience, it's a sign of creativity, it's a sign of intelligence. So if you think back to the slavery days, women used to plait their hair and put, grains of rice in their hair. That was a form of sustenance for them. They would put, corn kernels and other things like that. It became a mode of survival, right? You can hide things in your hair and no one would know that you had things in your hair. And so, they would drop little bits of rice or corn or whatever they had to let other slaves know where they were going. It was sustenance. It was, just the fact that we can do so many things with our hair is amazing. And so what our body physically couldn't camouflage or wasn't allowed to camouflage, we got innovative and started putting it in our hair. Black hair is freedom, because we've been policed for so long. The commodification of the black body, and it still happens, but the fact that we can control our hair and the fact that, states are now passing the Crown Act that prevents discrimination against our hair, it means a lot. It really does. That we don't have to, we can be authentic. We don't have to change and adapt just because a certain group of people think that we should. So that's really refreshing and liberating for me.